What is going on, everyone? My name is Northy and welcome to the long-awaited first Teamcoach 2025 album update. I have got this plus 3 other albums and some extra cards here and there to show off to you guys to have a look at where I'm at. I have put a lot of work, a lot more work at least compared to last year, just because last year I didn't have the money nor the time to, but this year I had a bit more money and a bit more time to do so. So I've been collecting just a little bit more, and obviously amongst all the other things that I've done, such as Northy breaks and the podcast, getting all that started up, of course, just getting stuck into the collecting, something that has been my kind of hallmark since 2021. I have kept collecting and doing as much as I can this year. I'm really excited to show you guys where I am at. So, with that being said, if you do find yourself enjoying what you see today, be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and probably the most important thing for this video specifically, if you want to get in contact with me, either go to my Discord, go to my email and send me one there, or go to my Instagram, follow me and send me a message there if you would like to do a trade, because I know for a lot of people, they may be interested in looking at some cards here and there, but I want to let you guys know that I am open for it, but I'm not the greatest at responding straight away, so I will do my best with this video coming out, but we'll see how it goes, and I hope that you guys will, one, be patient with me and give me a chance. I'll try to do a response back to as many people as possible who do want to try and help me out and get something in return. I want anything like that to all go smoothly, so I hope that you guys understand that, and obviously with the idea of this video, just enjoy it. Just have a look at what I've got, and hopefully we'll be able to get something sorted out. So I appreciate you tuning in, and with that being said, I'm going to get started and stuck into the first album. Alright, here we are. You can see that my camera is right next to my face this time. I don't usually have it up at this height, but I do for this time. This is the first album. I'll try and make as much space as I can. And as you can see here, it is just the regular commons and silvers, as you'll see on the back. Now, the beauty with this album is that it is usually pretty easy to finish up. Doesn't take too much time for the most part, but there are some annoying ones here and there, so you can see, as long as my head doesn't get in the way of too many of them. But just know, from here on out, for the most part, it is pretty much complete. I am missing one card. I am missing one single silver, and we will be coming up to it in just a second. That silver is Hayden Young. You can see that missing Hayden Young card right here. He's just got the jersey in the back, but everything else has a silver too. I think the coolest part about the commons this year, if we kind of go back a little bit, I'll take away this, but you can see the back of the commons, you see here, have for the Brisbane Lions premiership pictures, and I did not notice that until really like a month in they had those pictures. So they're a very nice touch. I really like them. It makes the commons a bit more exciting than they usually are, to be honest. For me, I know a lot of you guys always look to try and complete commons collections and silver collections because that's probably the cheapest collection to complete and also one of the easiest ones to do, but I managed to do it fairly quickly every year, and here I am pretty much done except for the Hayden Young silver. So I'm not planning to trade for it or do anything like that. I am just gonna look to pull it eventually, but yeah, just on the lookout for that Hayden Young silver. That is the last one, but you can see there, this album is a very busy album, lots to look through, and yeah, it's just good that I don't go through the commons and silvers as much. You may have noticed in the videos that I kind of put them to the side and I don't do as much with them anymore. That's because I try to send them out to like salvos and stuff like that. I've tried doing footy clubs in the past, but honestly, the footy clubs have gotten sick of it now, so I try my best to get rid of them in a way that is still useful. But when it's basic cards like this, sometimes people just aren't interested, and that's fine. That's completely fair. But have a look at the size of this album. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to tell here, but this is a thick album. I'll show you guys how thick my next thickest one is. I think it's this one here. Have a look at this compared. So all these, and then so that is the comparison. That is a big size difference. So nonetheless, that is my big album of all basic cards. We're gonna have a look next at this one, and this is my first inserts album. So you can see here, we have a bunch of silvers. I don't have all the silver cards, but I do have all the silver codes. Like I mentioned at the start, be sure to check out my Discord because you can get in contact with me. But at the same time as me saying that, the Discord has all the silver codes. So if you want to use any silver Star Powers player in your Teamcoach teams for the prize cards, then head over to the Discord. You can get a look at all the silver prize cards and, sorry, not all the silver prize cards, that would be awesome, but all the silver Star Powers codes. There you go. You can get a look at all of that and use them for your teams. But here we are. This is the silvers, and one thing you will notice eventually is that some of them turn into teams. So I like to put the team Star Powers at the front here, and then when I get the team Star Powers, I just put the silver right behind it. So you can see silver Sam Walsh, silver Jordan De Goey. Some of them I don't have the silvers. So far, I've got all of them here, but you'll see here, there's an empty spot for Geelong. This is number 32, so it's not Titans, it is, what's this one? Emerging. No, it's not Emerging. What's this one? Explosive. So there we go. I'm missing the Explosive for Geelong, which I cannot remember for the life of me. I think I can find out eventually, but nonetheless, I am missing that one. And you'll also see behind some of them, there will also be some missing silvers. So for some of the team Star Powers, I do have that, but no silver, which is quite funny. But for most of them, you can see I had the team Star Powers of Luke Jackson, but then we flip over here and I've got the silver. So I've got both of them. But yeah, I'm still missing some of them, and it's quite weird, to be honest. I really thought I'd have more, or at least have them all by now, but thanks to trades from like Jason Collectibles, I think, because the easiest way to trade this stuff is in person, and thankfully that event that I did in person came out good in the sense that I did a lot of trades with Jason, and it managed to fill out my silver Star Powers pretty well, so nice to see that. But yeah, we've got the team Star Powers of Jake Rogers up here. I'll try my best to show off the entire page and the entire book as much as possible, but yeah, full page here, which will probably include some silvers. No, all silvers, that's good. But yeah, then here I start to get to North Melbourne. I've only got 2 of the 5 for North Melbourne, but Sherry and McKercher have both done me good this year. I think I've gotten a prize card with both Sherry and McKercher before this year, so great year for North Melbourne players. Very, very happy with that. But Zach Butters and Connor Rosey, that's a nice little duo to have there. We also look up here. Jace Burgoyne was really early on in the season. Another missing one. Jack Steele would have been nice, but I just don't really touch him compared to the rest of the players in this set. We move over here and look how good this page looks. Rowan Marshall in here. 3 Sydney team Star Powers in a row, and including Brodie Grundy, who's made regular appearances. Isaac Heaney I used at the start, and I haven't used Chad Warner yet, so not much to worry about there. But you can see here, all silvers, nothing too out of the ordinary for that last page. Then we move to the card crafts. Now, card crafts I've done in order as the way it's shown at the back. And I'll show the back, I just don't want to spoil all of the other cards. But yeah, the card crafts I've done in the same order as what they've shown on the checklist at the back of the album. So you can see the normal card craft, we start with Adelaide and then go down the teams through alphabetical order. So Josh Dunkley, Adam Sard, you got one Jack Crisp, the full Nick Martin, Luke Jackson. I've been putting in all the codes today just before this video because I wanted to make sure if I did manage to pull a gold card craft, one of the codes weren't used, and I was at least going to be able to redeem it if I did manage to pull something I was looking for. But Brian Mize up here, Sam Collins, Tom Green, some completed ones here and there. Really full page here. Glad we've got all the Norths, that's fantastic. We then move here, all Port, 1 Richmond, 2 of the Naz, which would be a really nice one to pull, I reckon. Then, of course, we've got Harley Reid and Jamara, but no Sydney ones just yet, which is an interesting little tidbit. I'm not sure who even is the Sydney card craft off the top of my head, because, I mean, if it was there, I'd know, but I can't remember it. I really can't. But of course, right after that, you've got the Majestic Silver card craft, so you see in the same alphabetical order, Adelaide, Brisbane, Carlton, Collingwood, all of Darcy Moore, then Essendon, 1 of Caleb Sarong, 1 of Jezza, 1 of Ben King, all the GWS, once again, all the North. I would love to pull a Harry Sheasel. I'm ready for it at this point. All of Luke Bruce, 2 of Maxi Gawn. I've got a lot of Majestic Silver completed, which is great. Connor Rosey, Tom Lynch, Bradley Hill. Honestly, I have usually just gone off of what I pulled for this collection because of the fact that it's like, why would I need to go out of my way to complete this complete this Cardcraft Silver collection if I don't have the gold. That's always been my thinking, so I'll just let it happen if it does. If it doesn't, oh well, because I don't have the gold. But as soon as I pull the gold, that's when I need to complete it. So that's my thinking behind this collection, at least. We got Heaney up here, nothing for West Coast, of course, and then Dom Liberatore here. For some reason, there's some teams that just do not show up for me, so interesting tidbit. After that, though, we've got ourselves the AR Footy Flicks. This is a super easy collection to complete. I think there was one team, I think it was Sydney. I'm pretty sure it was Sydney that just refused to show up for a bit, but it shows up more often now. And in saying that, I completed the collection very easily. And then we moved to our Silver Best and Fairest, which I thought would be easy. Sam Collins took forever to get because I, for some reason, loved pulling the same ones over and over again. So I got a lot of Max Holmes. I've got a few Jesse Hogans as of late. John Newcomb, 100% the busiest one. Seen him so much. A lot of Zach Butters, a lot of LDU, which is great, I guess, but I've already gotten him so many times. Sam Collins, I needed to trade with Jason to get that. So the silver's complete, and then we turn over again. Here are all the goals that I've got so far. So I completed the collection last year. I remember doing that, but now I want to try and complete this year's collection, and this is mainly off of stuff I pulled. I have traded for a couple of them, but a nice bit of progress there, and that is where we are at for album number 2. So a very good one. But you look at the back here, like I said, I'm trying to go in, you saw Cardcraft Majestic, then Footy Flicks, then Best and Fairest. So you see all of that, it's in the same order. So it's really good to see. And the star powers that I started with at the beginning. So it's in the same order as the album, which means the next one that we'll be looking at should start from Fantasy Forecast. But I am going to quickly interrupt it with this album, and if you watch one of my recent videos, I sneak peeked this one. It is the Blues, the holographic blue collection that I am trying to complete this year. It's going to be a tough ask, and I don't know how to approach it. It is honestly such a daunting task. I don't know how to approach it, but so far it's been, if the opportunity's there to purchase it while I'm trying to purchase something else, then I'm going to take it. So Facebook groups are the best way for me to do that, because sometimes they'll have a wild card that I really want. So I'll grab some blues on the side because, hey, that's another collection I'm trying to complete. And if I don't have them, I may as well pick them up. But you can see there a lot of pages of 2 and 3. This one's got 5, which is nice, but then we go back to 2. And yeah, same kind of deal, and some empty pages here. It's going to take a while, but I wish I had a better angle of this, and I wish I could push this further up, but it's just not the case. Nonetheless, you get the point. I'm making moves. I'm trying my best to get on top of things. So a 4-page there, that's really nice, but then back to 1. So it is at the moment just whatever I pull, I chuck into the album. I don't go actively looking for it just yet. I think my most recent purchase of blues has included some St. Kilda players. So I think like back here, while I was getting some Saints wild cards, I got these blues for the Saints. So that was a nice little pickup. But nonetheless, I do have some duplicates already. So if you want to maybe trade a couple of blues you have for some of the blues I have, in doubles at least, give me a shout, let me know. Some nice pages here and there though that make it look a bit more full than it actually is. And then probably my most exciting album right here. This is the second insert album. And as I said before, it starts with the Fantasy Forecast. So I'm going in the order of the back of the album, which is good fun, I'll be honest. I do enjoy doing it. But yeah, I have gotten every single one now. I think there was a period of time that I was missing an Ollie Wines, or there was like a certain Port player I hadn't gotten yet, but this is every single Fantasy Forecast in the collection. So obviously, one in every pack. It's not a terribly difficult collection to complete, but yeah, it was Ollie Wines that I needed for a while, but got him in a pack opening, so that was great. Yeah, you eventually get every single one, but we've seen some crazy episodes like yesterday's where I got 5 or 6 Essendon forecasts. I don't know how to describe like the collection itself. I do think the cards are a little ugly compared to every other collection, but at the same time, I think they've done Fantasy Forecast all right this year. A lot of opportunities to jump in. You get so many of them, and the prizes themselves, I really like the prizes, and I've got a couple of them I can show you guys, but nonetheless, this is a Fantasy Forecast collection. Then we go to the Scanlens collection, and I said it before, I'm missing one, and it's number 3. I bought a lot of Isaac Rankins, which is number 4. I need number 3 just to pop up in one pack. It just won't show up for some reason. Nonetheless, here are all the Scanlens outside of number 3. and it's a very, very nice collection indeed. Scanlens has been going for, I think, 3 years now, so it's been around longer than we've kind of expected it to be, but nonetheless, it is a very nice design this year. I think better than last year's, but first year Scanlens, like 2023 Scanlens, the kind of retro look at it, probably the best year because it was just cool to see Scanlens come back in some kind of way. But I think in terms of design, this has been the best year so far. Very happy indeed with all of that. And then we go on to some big boys. You can see already some in the background here, but start off with Generational Legends. Now, Generational Legends hasn't been one that I've particularly looked out for, but you see the likes of Nat 5, I pulled this Paddy Dangerfield, Took Miller, the Gold Coast Generational Legends, and we also had James Sicily, Nick Larkey, Jack Steele, Jeremy McGovern, and Marcus Bontempelli. So there is a bit of traction in this set, but I am a little under halfway there. They are a little expensive for some of them at least, and some of them are just hard to find. So Scott Pendlebury is just the obvious one for me. That's going to be so tough to get. I don't know like what I'm going to have to do to get it, but my hope is I'll just pull it and I won't have to worry about it, much like some of the other cards in this collection, such as in the Magic Wild Cards. You see this Bobby Hill I got very recently. I pulled that one. Thank God for that, because yeah, for some reason I find it so difficult to pull the most expensive card, but this year's been a bit different, a little bit different. You can see up top here, this is the first case hit you've seen. I just chucked this one in the album because, you know, it feels right. It feels like it's got a bunch of other cards to kind of sit along with, and I really like the look of the gold right next to all these teams. And when I do get the Riley Thilthorpe regular one, maybe I'll chuck him behind and I'll put him in there, or I'll just take out the gold and put it alongside all my other case hits. But at the moment, I have got the gold just sitting in the album, but you can see I've got some other ones, so 5 more here. Melbourne, North, Port Adelaide, St Kilda, Sydney. Great stuff. So I am sitting at 9 out of 18 normal Magic Wildcards, so halfway through there. We go then to the Star Wildcards. This one was really, really exciting to see. We had the Isaac Rankin, the Zach Merritt, and the Ben King. So 3 on the first page, and then we've got 5 on the second page. So Rosie, King, Heaney, Allen, and Waitman. So a lot of these ones have been purchased. I think that's one thing I need to mention, is that the wildcards, at least the regular wildcards that we've been used to over the last few years, those have been kind of tough to pull this year. So I feel like a lot of the time, I have just been purchasing these ones. I don't know why, but it is really, really hard to pull wildcards this year. On the other hand, Sculptures, which you can see one in the background and one right here, those have actually been the easy wildcards to pull, which I don't know is a normal thing this year for many people, but it's happened a lot to me. But here we are. We've got Daniel Curtin, Nate Caddy, Josh Draper, and Harvey Thomas to start off the rookie wildcards. Always love rookie wildcards. I think they should be a mainstay forever. And then we move on to this one with Colby McKercher. Love that I've got him. Logan Evans, Darcy Wilson, Harley Reid, who I pulled. Thank God for that. He is one that probably would have been very expensive. And Riley Sanders in there too. So some nice rookies. And I think my biggest wildcard collection so far could be tied. But yeah, 9 out of 18 here too. So it's tied in terms of the normal wildcards. And then here is the Sculptures. I have gotten so many Sculptures this year. It is insane. But definitely the proudest one is the gold Nick Dacos. Thank God for that. I've seen prices for it. No way I'd be buying it right now. No chance I would be buying that. But pulling it makes it a whole lot easier. Maybe I get myself the silver very soon because I've just got the gold so far. Not mad at that at all though. Not mad at all. But you can see I'm doing something similar to other sets in this album where I'm putting the silvers at the front, but as soon as I get the gold, I switch and put the gold at the front. And as I turn this over, you will see here, there's some codes. I've already used them. Sorry guys, but the silvers have been put in the back spot. So then when I kind of flip it over and look at it, I'll have golds and silvers to look at on both sides. So I like that. I think it's going to be pretty cool to be able to complete this collection fully. I think I'll be able to do it. I'm pretty confident because it doesn't seem like a terribly difficult task outside the 1 or 2 players. So, like, yeah, Nick Dacos has been a lucky pull because there's no way, even the silvers are more expensive than a lot of the golds in this collection, if not all of them but him. But yeah, Bontempelli is probably another one that's tough to do. Either way, just glad that this collection is looking really, really nice. So right at this moment, we are all the way down here, and that is why it's my second and final insert album as we move over to our case hits. So the beauty of this one is that now I can kind of go a bit lower. It's not in my face as much, but you can see right here, I'll start off with the parallel foil common set. So you can see right now in my possession, I have GWS and North. I have the Melbourne one coming soon, as I recently got Christian Salem correct and in the #1 spot. But I'm just very happy I got North, honestly. North is definitely the one I was hoping for the most, and I'll just open this one up and give you a look at what this set looks like so you can see. Look how beautiful these cards are. I really like what they've done with this one this year, and I would love the opportunity to get an album full of it. It's just, it feels very difficult to do. Some of the people who are selling them have put them at ridiculous prices, and obviously a lot of people will just keep them. It's just the way it's going to go, but hopefully I'll be able to get some more progress on this set. I'm not planning to purchase anything until the end of the season because I've got the chance to go ahead and earn all of them realistically, right? Imagine I had purchased the Melbourne set, but I had gone ahead and won the Christian Salem one. I'd have 2 of the sets and I'd be like, what do I do now? I guess I'd look for a trade, but that's just extra work that's not necessary. So nice to have these 2 and technically 3 wins, but there are the parallel foil common sets. And now we move on to, I'm going to go with prize cards, I reckon. Let me have a quick scuffle around here. But this is what I've got so far in terms of my prize cards in my possession. I've got a few more on the way. So I got my first top team win. That was Nick Larkey. But yeah, I guess with that being said, I got a lot of Star Powers prize cards and barely any top team this year. I am really struggling with top team. And it sucks. I did much better last year with prize cards than this year. I wish I had done better just overall, but I'm not going to be mad. I know some people find it very tough to get prize cards in general, so the fact I've gone ahead and won at least 5 prize cards off the top of my head, I just got to be happy. I got to be happy, and I sure am. I think it's cool to have these cards in my collection, and I'm excited to see more rock up. It's going to be really, really nice when I can really get this collection fleshed out, but I think there's no real point in me like purposefully going out and purchasing these ones. I've made enough progress here and honestly not enough care on my end. I don't really care to complete the collection, so I may even sell some of this stuff off. Maybe not the North ones because, you know, North Melbourne makes sense, but I'm going to keep the George Wardlaw and the Nick Larkey because last year I didn't get one of the North players. I thought like, oh, I'm going to win one at least before the end of the season. Never did, so I missed out on Jai Simpkin, I believe it was, but I got whoever else was there. I think it ended up being Harry Sheasel was the other one, but yeah, George Wardlaw and Nick Larkey going to be in my possession this year, but this is all I've got so far. Now we move on to some really exciting things. You've seen one of them, but I'm going to show you the rest of them now. Let's look at all the case hits we've pulled this year. So, a few different things here and there. First off, Jordan Dawson and Jeremy McGovern. These 2 were pulled in back-to-back videos. This is a very, very lucky outcome. I don't know how I managed to do it. I had never pulled a neon before this point, but I went ahead and pulled 2 in 2 straight videos. Can't get much better than that. That is a very, very good result. I used the code on Dawson. Fantastic choice. Having so many great team Star Powers to choose from has made Star Powers, the game mode in general, just so much easier for me. I have not used Jeremy McGovern. I'm not too interested in any of the Eagles players, but McGovern, that's kind of a nice card now considering he is out of the game. And so I don't know whether I'm going to sell it or trade it. I'm just kind of happy that I've got it. And managed to pull it. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do with this one. I don't really feel like selling it. It's just cool to have the case hit. Maybe I will if the North Melbourne opportunity comes around, but maybe I'll trade it for that. Either way, Jeremy McGovern, nice to have you alongside Jordan Dawson in my neon collection, per se. It's only 2 strong, but nonetheless, it's there. And then we move next up to my trophy wildcards. Now, one story for each. This one, the Jesse Hogan, I had pulled that in my very first box break. Fantastic result. Couldn't have been happier with the fact that I had pulled a case hit from a box. It was my first box of the year of Teamcoach 2025. And yeah, it was such a great video. Video's done really well online. I think it's going to get to 20k views. I'm not sure. Went over 10k. I knew it would get over 10k with the way that Teamcoach always starts for me. But yeah, I don't know how that video's going at the top of my head, but I'll have a look after this video. We'll see. But Marcus Bontempelli is honestly a bit of an interesting story. I recently this year got into looking at Whatnot Streams, which is in regards to the streaming service or the application that you can get on your phone where you can enter live breaks. It's a very, very fun way of doing it. Obviously, breaking is always a bit of a risky thing, but because I run my own breaks, I like to try and enter breaks outside of my own every now and then, so that you know, people can get involved and I can be part of that whole community of things. And I entered a Teamcoach break and managed to get myself this fantastic case hit. Yeah, I got the dogs. Didn't think much of it, to be honest. It's kind of how I have to go with breaks, because if I get too invested with them, I get way too disappointed with the fact I don't pull anything. But this time I did. A case hit, that's fantastic. Bond is definitely not one to scoff at, and you can see at the top, Chameleon Cards. Shout out to them. I believe they're based in Western Australia, so good on them. I'm not going to be seeing him anytime soon, but yeah, if I could, I'd thank him. I very much thank him. But yeah, beautiful card, and very happy that it's just another one to the collection. So along with these 4, you saw the Riley Thilthorpe gold wild card. That one was my 5th, so 5 wild card pulls this year. Great stuff. Very happy. I know some people aren't lucky enough to get 1, so I've got to be grateful with 5 for sure. My hope is that soon enough, especially with the next month coming up, I can get myself a gold card craft. That is the big one. I'm not even stressed about gold trophies. I'd be happy with a gold trophy, don't get me wrong. I don't know why I wouldn't be, but gold card craft, that's for some reason the one that I really want to tick off my bucket list for Northy's month of Teamcoach, which of course I'll talk more about as the month of August comes around. So a lot to be excited about, and I'm just very happy that my Teamcoach set looks really, really good right now, and I'm just ashamed that it's taken me this long to get around to making this video, but hopefully it's been a nice little look for you guys. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know a lot of people have been asking for it. I think I saw someone about to start doing day dot of Northy doing a Teamcoach album update, so I thought I'd shut that down before it gets out of hand. And here I am doing this. So hopefully the next time I update this and show you guys what I've got, it'll be even better. I kind of want to do it when I complete a big collection, so maybe it's a wild card set, maybe it's a best and fairest set, hey, maybe it's when I pull the gold card craft. I say when, if I pull the gold card craft. I can't be that greedy, and I have to really just hope that it goes well for me. But nonetheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Again, if you want to get in contact with me to do a trade or something like that, email me, send me an Insta DM, or send me a Discord DM, anything like that, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can with my responses and whether I can do trades or not. But nonetheless, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope to see you all in the next one, which tomorrow will be more Teamcoach, so hopefully we can improve the collection just that little bit more. So I appreciate you all tuning in. See you then. Good.